All right, so now we get to find out what happened to Dick Grayson. The last review I did was Batman 56, and that was picking up the storyline after KBG. The weird thing is, there's time that has passed here. That's what kind of is weird about this, because in Batman 55, he gets shot. We don't know if he lives. I mean, it was obvious he lived, right? His book isn't canceled. Here he is. And in Batman 56, we also see, like, time is passing through that book as it's passed in this book, right? We don't know how long. Obviously, it's been long enough, because we get opened up to a whole new Dick. It's hard not to make Dick jokes with Dick Grayson, but see, he's shot here, and they show him, like, pretty much recovering. They explain that, you know, this is pretty much a new Dick Grayson. The Dick Grayson that you know is gone. The bullet was traveling 3,200 feet per second. I lost bone, blood, brain tissue, and suffered from severe vascular swelling. There are consequences when you get shot in the skull. Memory loss, mood swings, blackouts, seizures, loss of motor function. I'm still trying to figure out my new hardwiring, but one thing's for damn sure. You survive a bullet to the brain, you get a funny idea that you can survive anything. So they open it up right away. This is a new, darker, grittier Dick Grayson. What is going on with DC? Like, everyone's got to be like a dark version now. Damian's dark and sinister. And now Dick Grayson is dark and sinister. Like, we don't need a dark and sinister Dick Grayson. His character was just fine. But that's over with now. So now basically he's a totally different person. He has blackouts. I don't know what comes with getting shot in the head and surviving. I really don't. But this is a completely different Dick Grayson than you knew. This is not the same guy at all. Totally different. It doesn't even look like he wants to be Dick Grayson anymore. This is a good scene here where he meets up. So this is him, like, he's just kind of like breaking into people's houses and living there, but he leaves them money. Because, of course, like, Bruce probably, like, is funneling him tons of money. Because, I mean, this is his son, basically. This is the son he actually raised, right? Like, Damian, he didn't really raise. He still is in the process of raising Damian. But, you know, Dick Grayson he actually raised. Sees him as his son. And that was the point in Batman 56. Like, the KBG guy, Batman took his arm. So he's like, well, I took his son. And this is where it kind of really hits home. You see, like, Babs is there. He's like, oh, you again, Barbara. He's like, You always called me Babs. And he's like, yeah, I don't remember that. He doesn't remember being Nightwing, really. And I don't know. He's just, you know, he's not the happy-go-lucky, smooth, suave guy he was now. He's just like this depressed, kind of just, well, I think this picture sums it up really good. Right? Hanging out with some degenerates and stuff. Hanging out in bars. And the interesting thing is they chose to tell two stories. So you have the new Dick and the old Dick. And it shows him as a night out becoming, like, growing into Nightwing as Robin. It's like a story with him and Scarecrow. It's kind of like the counter story. And it's kind of showing who he was and who he is now, you know. And I don't like who he is now. I don't know how long this is going to stay like this. This is the alternate cover. I liked how this one looked because I like the design of the character. But on the other one, right on the cover, it says, everything you knew about him changes now. And it's like, you're pretty much changing him into the typical anti-hero. This is not who Dick Grayson is. This is not what people want from Dick Grayson. I don't know if this is intended to, like, spike the sales up or whatever. It feels like the book wasn't doing that bad. It sells a consistent 30,000, 40,000. I think around 30,000 something at least. And you're just changing up to make him dark again. Like, well, he was never dark, actually. So Oh, Dan Didio has this free running control now, and he's doing a terrible job with DC. Terrible job. I don't know, like, why he gets such free range. Like, this is not what people want in a Nightwing book at all. Like, this is him. He goes down to the headquarters, and he's like, you can burn the past down. And he burns everything in his headquarters down. The last page is literally everything on fire. So, I guess if this sounds interesting to you, I recommend it, but I'm not interested in this, like, dark anti-hero Nightwing. It wasn't, it's hard. I'm not interested in this. It's sad. This is like one of the more fun books. It was a man's man, you know, kind of just living life to the fullest as a hero, and now he's like some gritty, dark a-hole. This is not what I'm looking for in a Nightwing book. So, yeah, I guess I'm done. I don't know. Until they bring the character back to what he was, I'm not interested in this shit. I gotta be honest. Not interested in this at all. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, though. Did you read this? Were you interested in it? What do you think of this change? What do you think of Dan Didio just ruining everything? Just screwing everything up, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, sales are good. What are we going to do, Dan? Ruin them! Yeah. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Patreon if you enjoy my content. And follow me over on Twitch. See ya.